Hi, chat. Welcome in, everyone. Happy Friday. Welcome in, John. Happy to see you, Cosmic. Hello, Nan Raider. Hello, Will. Welcome in, everyone. I decided to use a little artist discretion, and we have oranges to candy tonight, but I decided to go with blood oranges. Here's hopeful that they're actually nice oranges. They're feeling, a couple of these, feeling a little bit light. They were feeling good when they're in the store. Now that I got them home, here they're on the counter, they're not all that impressive. Over on the stove, got some catfish defrosting. Going a little simpler with this month's project. Gonna be doing preserved lemons, and so we're just gonna take the number of contributors to the stream and times that for how many quarters of lemons I use and preserve for later use. Salty lemons. Hi, Buns. Sweater night. Well, sort of sweater. I think of it as a sweater, even though it's, I don't know, knit? We all know I'm a fashionista here, you know. I gotta have the proper terms for all the proper items and always be fully accented with the finest jewelry and all sorts of bling. Get rid of my shopping list from earlier too. We're set up for 3 nights of po' boys. We're doing fried catfish tonight. We got beef for Sunday, which is probably going to be a rather long stream, but it may be just a rather long section of beef cooking with a normal size stream attached to it. And lastly, I've got some cured meat and turkey. So I'm going to be doing... I might wrap the turkey. I might just leave it as is, but we're going to do some form of roasted I've got a turkey breast, so I'm going to use a turkey breast in some form to make a po' boy. I went looking, I couldn't find any. I'm sort of surprised, but I couldn't find any chow chow. And I don't really have the ingredients available to me to make it myself, otherwise I'd probably give it a shot. But it's like green tomatoes. It's an end of summer pickle, mixed vegetable pickle. And so it's like the end of the season green tomatoes, sweet peppers, cabbage, variety of things just in a medley. Maybe even some corn in there. But it's sort of like a southern pickle. And they put it on the Houston version of a po' boy. Uses roast turkey, ham, and chow chow. Just keeps going. Thank you for joining me, everyone. Cheers to you. Sort of late for my coffee tonight. But then again, I got home a little bit late. I talked about that earlier. I think these are probably defrosted enough. So I'm going to throw these in the fridge. We're using you for something else though tonight. I should get my yeast going here first. I should get my yeast going here first before we do these oranges. Impressive magician. So back to cutting oranges while our yeast wakes up. I'm keeping that one even though it's on the edge. It's on the edge. What are you doing, Jay? What are you making? What are we doing? Hi, chat. I am making some bread tonight for our sandwiches. I'm planning 2 of them tonight. So you got 2 cups of flour, got a half cup of warm water with yeast going. Yep, I think I said that just as you were coming in, Buns. I'm substituting blood orange for chat's choice of orange. Granted, I didn't give you the choice of blood orange. Oops, you're already open. Zoom right. £2 box of sugar with 2 pounds of water. Take our woken up yeasties. Add those to our flour. Surprisingly, this is even a little bit drier of a dough than I do for my dinner rolls. But it's described as a wet French bread, which salt. We need some salt season there. continue kneading this off on the side. This is a really dry dough. I don't know if I trust this recipe. Oh, that's why. Nice. It's because I shorted the whole recipe. Not only on water, but on flour too. I don't know, maybe my math is just completely off tonight. I'm not using the full recipe, I'm halving it. That newer water and flour dough without the yeast. It didn't really look it, but it was a considerably wetter mixture. So while it looks like it's dry, it is actually adding some moisture into this. I don't know why I was supposed to be doing a full cup of water with 3 cups of flour. I don't know why I chose to do a half cup of water with 2 cups of flour. You're starting to get a bit bubbly over on the stove there. So we'll add our orange in there. So there's our blood orange in sugar in the raw simple syrup. And that's going to cook for a while till those rinds, the white of the rinds, the pith, starts looking much the same color as the rest of it, or sort of like the way onions go translucent. You're looking for that color change in the pith. And this is cooking by osmosis, by the way, chat. If you ever wonder what osmosis, that's osmosis. We're taking that sugar-filled syrup and swapping that sugar-filled syrup for the waters in our slices of oranges by simmering them low and slow. And so we're essentially just adding a whole bunch of sugar into those oranges, but without doing much else to them. Doesn't quite want to come together yet, but this is feeling and working much better than it was before. Still on the drier side, but this is definitely a dough hook bread. Why are you being such a problem, dough? Just knead already. See if we can get that red dye all over our dough tonight. We'll have pink. Po' boys. Why are you not coming together, dough? It's getting smoother, but it also just wants to tear. Yeah. Let's see if we can have more of a, like... So frustrated with this dough tonight, chat. Just work. Just... No. This will eventually become a dough, chat. I may have to knead it for the rest of the week, but it'll eventually come together. I don't know. Not hot. Not sweaty. Come on, you balls of protein. Unwind. Make a dough. Hey, Jen. I was worried about hitting my camera there. Nice, Jen. Yeah, but it still doesn't have all the elasticity I need in it. I'm astonished this has not come together better. Give a little stir to our oranges here, trying to keep them. I sliced these pretty thick, so I'm not too worried about them falling apart. But still, you need to worry a little bit if they're a little more thinner or. Hey, Vinny. How's it going? I'm frustrated with my dough that's not cooperating with me tonight. Quite possibly partially my problem, at least to start. Though at this point I'm beginning to question life. Hopefully your day is going much better. Otherwise, my day has been amazing, but... I'm usually pretty good with dough. Me and dough usually get along pretty well. Not this one. This one hates me. I'm about ready to just let this proof as it is. See what we get. I've been kneading this for so long, there's no... And it's still just... It's like there's no gluten at all in this dough. Yep, I'm giving up on you, dough. We're gonna see what you create. Ooh. Now, I make bread most nights on stream here. I'm making a different bread from usual. A little bit more of a French bready type bread. And it is just... Sorry to hear you got burned. That's never a good time. Olive oil. More olive oil. Plastic wrap. Actually, we got the lid. into the oven to proof. Because I needed that enough. So we need to make some sort of a remoulade or something along that line for tonight's dish. And we need to prep our potatoes. Looking like I'm sweating through my shirt here, so. Sure, Vinny. I don't do a lot because I don't have a proper smoker, but I do have a cutesy little like bar top smoker, like for doing drinks and that sort of a small thing. One of those little battery powered smokers. And I sort of wanted to make a larger one, but I certainly don't have the streaming set up for it. So I've done that. I've used that to smoke my own bacon and a couple of other things. It usually it's usually got some pretty harsh smoke to it. So I've done it a couple of times, but I haven't really been hyped around, oh, I gotta use that for everything. Cooking oil. Salt. MSG. No, smoking in the barbecue world is one of those sort of subsets of cooking that you only really get really good at that by working in a smokehouse, working in a barbecue joint, and going through like cows of meat. Anyone working at home on my scale, I doubt I could get anywhere near close to what I would consider my ideal smoking project. I mean, if you go into, actually, if you want a recommendation, the PBS Food series, they have the Franklin barbecue guy there that just goes through and does through everything he does, basically. It's a series of videos. It's not like it's going to be a 15-minute watch for you. But if you want the details on smoking, that's probably my first place to tell someone to look. What else are we throwing on these? Got salt, pepper, that good stuff. Let's do some garlic powder. Some Tony Cacciaris. They got them all up on YouTube now, which I don't know if I said it was on YouTube or not, but they've put all of them up on YouTube now. Where it used to be I think it used to be a series that you paid for, or, you know, for supporting public television. Hazy. Well, you've missed my dough being a royal pain tonight, so we're hopeful the dough gets better as the week goes along here. We might not be dining on the best of buns tonight, chat. So this is ready for after the bread is done proofing and done baking. We roast these. Oh, I coated those in Tony Cacciari's. Salt. Pepper. Garlic. As usual, I'm just doing my mayonnaise by hand because I find it's terribly hard to do just like a single egg with any of the containers I have. Even though that I now have a small little handheld. So this is going to be my Remy for tonight, my Remy lad. Oh, I didn't buy green onion. I was going to grab some green onion. That's 2 nights in a row I was planning on buying green onion and didn't make it back to the kitchen with it. As if my hand wasn't tired from the kneading. Now I've got a questionably broke liquid here. Pretty sure this is broke. Let's let it sit for a minute, see if it's broke. Give my arm a rest, because it is cramping up. Well, there's certainly a southern thing. And New Orleans claims to be the home of them, but that's apparently in dispute. I don't know if there's really many people fighting over it. It's just they aren't 100% sure. The most quoted claim for the start of the Po' was a shop serving a whole bunch of lower class workers, but if you, according to articles that I've read, vast majority of them, the mentions of it and stuff, much later than the actual store, than it actually happening. So, like, they half accredit it to these two guys that had this store back in the day in New Orleans, but at the same time, it sounds like they were just successful in marketing it. Ooh, a house has exploded in Virginia. That's why you all got beeped. And this is very much broke, by the way, chat. As you can see, that oil is separating back out of our mixture there. Well then, Zeeks, I'm sort of happy you missed the first part of the stream. Zoom right. Zoom right. Oh, come on, camera. I'm also doing last month's monthly project here, or at least getting it started. They're gonna have to dry overnight. But I am poaching my blood oranges in sugar in the raw simple syrup. Now, does it have a good aioli, or does it have a good remoulade? So Chad, I think on Sunday what's going to happen is stream is going to start up way early. Like maybe in the morning early. With me prepping and getting the beef going. And then it's going to be a long, slow cooking stream. Probably just with the camera on my stove as the beef cooks until dinner. We'll come back and make bread, and I forget what else I planned. I think I'm doing onion rings with the beef. And then for Tuesday, if I can find some chow chow, we're going to go Houston style. See, chat, emulsified, thick, broken, runny. Stay. Quit sliding. Stay. Sort of wishing I had some crystal for this. Tabasco, Frank's. Now to turn it a little white. Too much yolk in it tonight. Didn't whiten up very much tonight. Bad dad joke. Getting close. Gee, scramble. Whatever could that word be? Especially with tonight's dish. Scramble is totally not listening to chat. Okay. We added some hot sauce in there. I think I added garlic, but I just add more garlic. Powdered mustard. Smoked paprika. See, this is what we're looking for here, chat. We got some of these starting to look like this. There's almost no white left to them in comparison to, say, that one where it's got most of the white pith still going, or this one. And the longer they cook, the softer they get, so the more fragile they get. Just warning ya. Worcestershire. and pickles. These are bread and butters, but they're supposed to be spicy bread and butters. Though, to be completely honest about them, they got some kick to them, but they're not spicy. For pickles, they're spicy. But I wouldn't want to hand them to a habanero head and be like, yeah, these will knock your socks off. I think I'm going to add a little more. I'm going to cut a couple more. Yeah, they got a kick to them, but they're not hot or anything. Alright, so we got our remoulade. I'm just trying to knock my phone down tonight. It's the third or fourth time. And so I'm just cheating. Get in there. Go in your home. Hush puppies. Hush puppies. What hush puppies? Did I say there would be hush puppies? And of course, chat, after you get all those oranges completely saturated with sugar, you can in turn use the simple syrup for cocktails, baking, orange flavored liqueur. I wish, John Ray, I do not have the... I cannot go through what it takes to be an actual master chef. And I don't mean the TV version. I mean the ACF version. Should see if there's a video, maybe post that in Discord after tonight. But like, the Master Chef exam, like, puts anything that you've seen on TV just to absolute shame. Other than maybe Bocuse d'Or, if you've watched that, but that's, if you can watch that, it's typically online. You have to go through a whole week of like 12-hour days cooking, and then you come back, you go to your hotel that you're staying at because you're not at home, and you sit there and study for 4, 6, 8 hours for the next day because you don't know what you're doing the next day until you got there that day. And some of it is hugely subjective. And you cannot score, they score to the second percentage point, or to the second decimal point, and you have to get a 75 or higher on every single one of those you can fail one of them and retake them. One of the days and retake it. Generally, if you fail a day and have to retake a day, you don't pass the test. There's only somewhere in the ballpark of 70 to 80 of them in the world that have taken this certification and passed. They certify them in Germany and the US. In the US, the location's at the Culinary Institute of America, where I went to college. I actually helped as a student, volunteered to help run the test by like cleaning dishes and prepping stuff. It's quite an amazing operation, and it takes that's sort of like my college president's claim to fame. Like our two college presidents that we've really had, the current one's retired or retiring soon. He's been there since I was there, so he's been there for ages. And the one before him, both got their claim to fame taking the Master Chef test. Our first president, well, he wasn't our first, second most recent president. He was the only person to get a perfect score on the test twice, much less once, because he had to take it because people didn't trust him and he got a perfect score the first time. And the second one, the most recent president, did it at 26 or something like that. This is something that people are 50 and have been studying for 20 years towards. Or go to work at the Culinary Institute as an instructor to prepare for the test, to be in the same location as it. Because these people get hired for probably 7+ salary figures these days. It used to be 6. And they're the type of people that, they're in charge of a casino or multiple casinos. Or, in the case of one of my former chefs, who is one, he used to be the head of Campbell's. Their culinary program. Campbell's. He's not anymore, though. But yeah, they're doing that test. You're doing if you've seen the platters that they do at the Bocuse d'Or, the Olympics, the Culinary Olympics, that's in Europe and gets no attention here in the US, sort of like soccer. They put it together giant garmager platters that are either aspic platters or mirrored platters, and the only people that see them are the judges and the couple of students that are running the program. They're purely doing this for this exam. If you haven't noticed, I'm just sort of chilling, waiting for bread to proof. I need to put together my cornmeal and flour and spice mix for the catfish. But the catfish is defrosted and is in the fridge and ready to go. I guess we can get the oil ready. Though I want to use that side of the... I wanted to use that burner. Let's just wait. Hi, chat. Make a drink. Make a drink. No peer pressure. Yeah, that's a good question. Am I drinking tonight on Friday or am I drinking on Saturday this week, chat? Or on Sunday? Hey, Froggy. Oh, we lost our other Froggy. The other Froggy was in here earlier. How we doing tonight, Froggy? I'm chilling. I'm cooking oranges. We got bread proofing. Got potatoes ready to go in the oven. We got drying racks ready for the oranges. Got catfish ready to fry when we're ready to fry it. No dinner tonight. Dessert tonight. Dessert's usually a Wednesday thing. I make it every now and then beyond that, but with the ingredient challenge being sweet and savory, yes, oranges won the poll. I made the creative decision to go with blood oranges over just oranges, though. We got a new one started today, actually, but it's not going to be so much of a poll this month, as in I'm going to be making preserved lemons, salt preserved lemons, and so I'm going to be doing a quarter lemon for each contributor. Lemons are getting pricey too. Like, most places I see selling them each these days versus by the pound, by the case. I'm just giving those a shake every now and then just to make sure they're not constantly sitting in the same place on each other. We'll get pot together for our oil. Going with a big, high pot for the frying tonight versus my cast iron, because fish is big. Takes lots of space. Hi, chat. There's the fan here. Yeah, we're going to give that one a little bit longer too. I don't think any of these are really ready to be pulled out yet. Some of them are close, like this one and that one are close. This one's pretty much there. But I think we're just going to leave them all in there for right now. Not making that one tonight, Scramble, but I've made that one on stream before too. No cinnamon. Just a blood oranges and sugar in the raw syrup. Simple syrup. So just oranges and simple syrup, but it's got a little color there because I use sugar in the raw. Cinnamon probably wouldn't be horrible, but I wouldn't want to use it for my drinks then. Speaking of that, I should have saved some of the scraps from the oranges to use for drinks. I keep forgetting to buy oranges to use for drinks. I mean, I got that lovely barrel of, Manhattans sitting here. Yeah, hot drink maybe, or wintry drink. There's all sorts of citrus and spice drinks out there. I mean, you could use it up, but it'd be a little bit harder. No one got stroganoff? I even hinted at what it was. That's what I'll do while we're waiting. We're gonna pull this fish out, see if there's bones I have to worry about. skin side though, so not feeling any bones there. And it's looking a bit like it got mechanically stripped. I'm gonna trust that. That one's trying to fall apart. And that one is boned as well. I just wanted to make room in case I needed it. How you doing, asking for a friend? Or is it your friend saying hey? Nice. Peach sour with Makers. I used up the last of my peach preserves the other night on the rolls. Garlic. Cayenne. Thank you, Froggy. I need to update the slideshow, actually. It's probably been 3 months, 6 months since I updated the slideshow. It's got a little bit of everything since I started streaming. Trying to decide if there's anything else that I want to throw in with this. Maybe we'll do a little Old Bay in there, too. Vinny. But you're welcome to do that. We love our lurkers here. Salt. EMSG. So that'll be our coating for our fish. Whenever we get even close to that, because we still got a little ways to go here, chat. We be chilling for a bit tonight. I wasn't thinking tonight was going to be as long of a stream as it is. It's a long one tonight, chat. How we doing everywhere else? Cream Delish hosted me an hour ago over on Kick. Thank you for that. Debating if I want to continue with Trovo. Actually, I'm debating if I want to bother with Kick, too. Like, Trovo, I've gotten, like, next to no interaction on. Used to get, like, when I first started streaming there, the first week or two, I had a gazillion bots in my channel. And I don't know if I just banned enough of them that they disappeared, or it was entirely the company doing that, because it felt like it was. But yeah, I'm debating whether I want to continue with Trovo, and I'm debating if I want to bother continuing with Kick, too. Not because I have any huge problems with Kick or Trovo. It's just, it's a lot of extra bandwidth. I could probably make my streams slightly better for YouTube and Twitch, slightly. Like, not noticeable, really, but slightly. And Kick, like, oh, this is a bad idea. That's not a bad idea, though. I'll let them drain over that. I just don't want them draining into the oil. Yeah, someone else was telling me about controversy with Kick recently, too, and yeah, I'm feeling more and more like it was just a, advertising grab. Like, I was hopeful for them to actually want to create a competitor, but the people they're attracting, like, it's not like they're going after kids. which they're gambling sites, so that's good, but if you want to make a streaming site, that's not exactly great. Even the people that you see signing contracts with them aren't like 100% streaming with them. Not that I think, Twitch is in any greater location. Like, they're just as likely to get canceled by Amazon tomorrow. Alright, I'm going to deal with the dough now. Make sure we don't got any sugar syrup here hanging out. So, give these a little bit of a roll out. So plastic wrap once again. And in the oven again. But yeah, some of the stuff that, like, the typical names are doing over there that, you know, got in trouble for the same sort of stuff on Twitch in the early years of Twitch. Like, and the owner of the company being in chats for it. Just not a good look. Depends on how you like your meatloaf, Vinny. Do you like it thick? You like it crumbly, more hamburgery like? I did meatloaf not too long ago here on stream. It's probably still up on the YouTube channel. Well, you're going to want to saute up some veg. In my case, I typically do some mushrooms with some mirepoix of some sort. Maybe some fresh tomato, but not this time of year. I probably wouldn't. And then meat. I usually typically a couple of different types of meat. I usually throw a little pork in there, but primarily keep it beef. You can just do straight beef. And, you know, then breadcrumbs is sort of a personal feel thing. And that sort of gets into the, do you want it to be really thick brick-like? Or you want it like crumbly? Or you want it like, how much breadcrumbs greatly varies there. And then beyond that, it's, you know, coat with ketchup, put it in a loaf pan, throw it in the oven. It's like sliceable meat brick. You look at recipes closer towards depression times or hard times, you're going to see a lot more breadcrumbs, a lot more fillers in there. You see them in rich times, and you'll have all sorts of herbs and tomatoes and, full garden in there. Yeah, this is all the stews, soups, braises, slow cooks, pickles, candied fruits. Too often, Vinny, I try to not fry chicken. I'm always frying stuff, and I'm like, I still end up making more fried stuff. Yeah, they can be scary, and they can be a quick way to ruin a home quick. You get them flaming. Nah, do both, Zeeks. That little candied tomato top. You can do the gravy too, but that top is sort of like what makes meatloaf to me. Like otherwise, it's just without it, it's sort of like, is it still meatloaf, or is this some sort of oddly shaped Salisbury steak? What we got going on in the world today? I haven't checked the news hardly at all, and today was supposed to be a pretty news-heavy day. No, that's politics I won't get into, but that's news. That's got to be it. Okay, heading into some politics. The way the dude in Russia died, like, the idea that Russia can have prisons that are more than 30 minutes away from an ambulance being able to get there, and they're in Arctic Circle. So, like, don't you have your support right there? Well, even if he had, like, there was talk if he had had a aneurysm or a blood clot or something along that line. But even, 30 minutes for an ambulance in the middle of nowhere. Like, that's just as bad as doing it on purpose. That is doing it on purpose. We should all be scared of OpenAI's new video generator. Uh-oh. Video generator. Not image generator. Video generator. I'm gonna have to read up on that. Have you toyed around with it, Zeeks? I haven't. I just read about it now. I haven't. But that's typical for AI. That's the same. That's the same for most other things AI. It can say hands look like that, but it doesn't know how the hand works, so it doesn't know, that finger can't bend backwards. The real scary part about AI, or the really cool part, depending on how you look at it. This point in time, this is the dumbest that AI will ever be. It's not getting stupider. Yeah, I need to get AI to redo my website. It's been ages since I've touched my website. I don't even have a complicated website anymore. I used to have a complicated website with a database backend and VB script pulling files from SQL. But well, they're also sort of working against people having their own websites now. The vast majority of the big services are like, build it on our own service here for you, There's not a whole lot of the, just pay for an FTP site. And the ones that are just pay for an FTP site, which is sort of what I got now, their security is junk. Like, it's junk. Like, even if I still had running a database for my website, I probably wouldn't want to trust the website with my database, because it'll probably be hacked. No, I haven't. I haven't even heard his new song, but I should do that. should listen to that. I wouldn't use Squarespace. Well, now I'm stuck with the problem. My real problem now is that I have essentially one domain that I'm paying for storage with, but I own a variety of domains. I own several domains. And just about any storage site you go to today, they're like, okay, we'll set you up with a program for that one domain. And you gotta pay, you can't have like an account for like 5 domains connected to the same server. Unless, they're their domains, Nice, Vinny. Yeah, first song in a long time for him. And he said he wasn't going to do any more music. Come here. Yeah, Froggy, I can sort of... you look at his reviews and several other artists that are in there, I sort of have more respect for them that they don't want to be, they are famous, but they sort of act like they don't want to be famous. And I sort of have respect for that. A lot of the stuff you do, or a lot of the things people do to be famous or to have famous lives, I don't want to do. I don't really have any respect for other people doing it. So for someone like him to just create awesome music, want to share it through residency shows, and then to just go home at the end of the night, that's awesome. Yeah, there was a Boston cream pie that I made a couple years back with a rather impressive thick cream in the center of it. You may have seen that, yeah? But yeah, I know my website right now says that I stream on Mondays. I haven't streamed on Mondays in a couple of years. Yeah, it's one of my favorite ones to think back on, one of my more impressive desserts that I've made over the years that, like, yeah, I should make that again. And then every time it comes up to it, it's sort of like there's something else that I haven't done that I'm like, yeah, I really want to do this. Yeah, that's probably true. Tried that one. I don't know why I got a towel for this. I didn't really need a towel for that. Hey! Those poofed some. No captions. I said those poofed some. We'll let those continue to proof, but we gotta heat our oven up now. My Discord goes in waves. You know, once every day or two, we'll have a big pop of chat, and then it'll be quiet. I try and keep it going. I try and keep people invested, but streaming as a whole is sort of boom and busted here with COVID. So we're sort of like, we haven't like it's still going well, but compared to the way it was going in COVID, it's nowhere near. So a lot of these businesses and stuff like that that were doing amazing a year or so ago, 2 years ago, not so much anymore. Like, you don't hear about competitors like Gilded or anything like that anymore. And things like Stream Elements. What's Stream Elements done interesting in the last 2 years? Or, you know, what's new in alerts? What's new in anything? I mean, I sort of think the biggest development over the last couple of years in streaming is Kick. And they just copied Twitch. And they didn't even do a full job. I'm just going with these, chat. I'm not giving these any more time. Separate. At this point. So we have our candied oranges. Thank you for the follow. Gonna go ahead and throw our potatoes in the oven even though it's not up to temp yet. You got me on that one scramble. That's one heck of a scramble. How spendy was the catfish? I think that was about 15 bucks. Certainly cheaper if you catch it yourself. Yeah, I didn't go to like a fishmonger and I've talked about fish before on chat here before. We have Bodega Bay, but Sonoma really doesn't have a whole lot of fish coming in. They all go into San Francisco. So most, if not all of the seafood that we're getting in Sonoma is actually coming into Port of San Francisco and then riding on a truck 90 minutes north. I'm also going to admit to chat that I went shopping today and did all of my shopping for this entire week of Po'boys. So I bought this fish, but I also bought the turkey, the beef, one-stop shopping. That and food here is expensive. I mean, it's certainly cheap. Every time I go back and visit family, it's so much cheaper on everything for food. The quality isn't there, and the freshness isn't there, but the price, much better. So we're going to swap our oil and our simple syrup here, or what was simple syrup and is now orange flavored simple syrup. We have tons of Dungeness crab here. Like, it's cooked but fresh crab at most of the supermarkets here. Yeah, Jersey. Yeah, I went to culinary school in upstate New York. They're not much better for food, for product cost. CIA. Right there next to Marist and Vassar. Culinary, absolutely. If you're serious about wanting to be in the restaurant industry or in the commercial food industry, absolutely. Thank you for the raid. Welcome in, Luke. Lukey BB. Welcome in, everyone. Thank you for the follow. We got some lovely catfish here, but we're waiting on our bread to poof. We're baking some potatoes. We're roasting some potatoes. We're gonna have the bread in there shortly, and then we'll get into frying. But right now, we're just sort of hanging out and chatting. How we doing, everyone? Where are we coming from tonight? Thank you. I only put it on tonight because my shirt was getting dirty. I used to wear my aprons all the time. I'm debating whether I want to keep wearing them all the time or not. What were we cooking? Yeah, Vinny, the thing I don't know if they even require it anymore. But when I went to college, when I started at the Culinary Institute, they had, and it was still slightly on the honor, you had to have someone write you a letter. So if you had someone hook you up, you could have gotten someone to write you a letter. But they required 6 months working in a business that did over 50% of its own food production. Like, you couldn't go to McDonald's and count that as your 6 months. You had to go to some place that was actually making food, not just preparing it. And that's something I would highly suggest to anyone trying to get into it. It is not an industry that is friendly to its workers. It is punishing physically, environmentally, socially, mentally, like across the board. It is not easy on people. and it has to be something that you truly love, you truly enjoy, for it to be and on top of that, I've talked before, it's an industry that is very much in consolidation right now, is rapidly changing, and I don't think really anyone out there has a solid idea where it's headed, because delivery just threw the entire restaurant industry for a loop. Oh, there's few things that I have enjoyed more, Luke, than surviving a rush and the feeling after that I survived that almost like feeling. No, not meal kits. Meal kits were during the pandemic, maybe a little bit, but no, it was all of these delivery services, all of the delivery to home stuff. You think about that from a restaurant perspective. You're paying real estate for seats that are now empty. You're paying for an employee to work that was probably previously a tipped waiter, now working as a cashier, so they're no longer a tipped employee, at least if you're following the legal laws. Is probably a full, minimum wage employee is as a cashier now to handle these orders going out. You're paying more for your packaging because you're packaging every order instead of reusing all of those dishes you paid for. It's just been devastating. And then on top of it, they're all using delivery services that don't pay for their drivers. So no one's getting paid other than some people in the tech world that own the servers. And even if you take the delivery out of it, it's more of a people are eating more at home because they're not going to work. The work from home thing is a thing. Which is also hurting restaurants because you get the business lunches that aren't happening anymore. Or the grab and go lunches, whether it's, either one, You're not making a bologna sandwich at home. If you're at work, you're going to fast food joint, you're having something delivered, you're grabbing a sandwich. And then we get into AI, computerization, robots, Chipotle replacing their employees with robots. There was I'm not 100%. I think it was a case where someone actually paid them to fail, sort of a thing. But Balud, along with some kids from MIT, put together a great fast food restaurant where the robots were, basically they were just pumping it with fresh ingredients and they did all the cooking to order. The machines did it all. I'm astonished, actually. It's something I was thinking was going to happen with autonomous cars much earlier. But, the moment that we have vehicles that can autonomously drive on our roads, how long do you think Taco Bell, McDonald's, and them are going to pay to have a physical store over, mass-producing mobile machines that can roam around and not have to deal with franchisees or paying for buildings, or have their restaurants in the in-demand locations at the in-demand times. I've heard about 3D printed meat. I think 3D printing has a lot more use and has not been really just like. There's got to be a lot more going in this area here in the future than is already in, but baking. All of the different things that you can do in baking, making 3D sculptures, 3D sugar sculptures, 3D, like, you can make bread that way, you know, just using a laser to heat it and cook it. I've seen cookies and stuff like that done with 3D printers, but I think a lot more can be done. And it's really just making the different chemicals work with machines, you know? And I've also heard about things like, who is it? Upside? Something like that. There's, one of those imitation meat makers here in the Bay Area. Was all that imitation meat stuff is all people, in my opinion, is all people trying to be first to market and get the name. None of them are actually doing it yet. None of them have a viable system for it yet. And the most recent news in that, you know, sort of proven me right in that area is Upside, which was planning on a major milestone. This is going to be our milestone, you know, we can now make meat, you know, instead of just incredibly overcharging for it at a few select restaurants. We're not going to be able to do that. We're going to have to keep doing what we're doing. It's going to be a lot more financially better for us to keep doing what we're doing. Not my prettiest bread, chat. I have a lot more respect for lab-grown foods than I do for GMO foods. There's science. Science is science. But science can be done for good and for bad. And I have yet to see either really work for the people. Like, the only thing they're doing with GMOs is make more money with the same thing. Like all this hype about, oh, golden rice and... Nope. Junk marketing. Hopes and dreams. That is, unfortunately, Vinny, what Twitch wants us doing. They want us doing 90-second ad breaks every 30 minutes. At least I think that's what I have it set to. I have it set to the minimum of what Twitch wants me to have and not run pre-rolls. Egg wash are ugly bread. Uncooperative dough. Well, that was just egg beaten up. So that was just straight egg wash. It is usually better if you put just a touch of some sort of dairy in there. I mean, a drop is really all. It's a science thing. You could use a little. You've got evaporated milk. Even that would work well with it. But egg whites and a touch of dairy are really. I'll just whip up a whole egg though. And we're going in the oven with our bread. Turn the heat up on the oil so we can get that up to fry temp now. I don't know if that qualifies as a joke. If so, it has to be one of the worst dad jokes that there is. Yeah, I got some orange water or orange liquid in there. You hear that bubbling and popping. Oh, look, you gotta type exclamation scramble each time. I sort of hacked the scramble together. It's designed to be more of a one person in chat challenges someone else to a scramble sort of a thing. And I've sort of made it so that the bot is challenging chat. So that's why it does that. Orange is going into the dehydrator tonight. Main camera. Yeah, it's a really cool bot. Mix It Up does a lot. I just worry that I've got too much programmed into it, and yeah, like they're gonna have to basically redesign this entire bot in order to get it to properly multi-stream, even though I'm using it for multi-streaming. Oil is probably getting close. It probably could be ready by now. But we're waiting on the bread and the taters. Got 12 minutes on the bread. Another 5 on the potatoes after that. Maybe 10 to 15 on the potatoes, depending. It's a shame that syrup is so hot. Hey, Nadie. Cheers, chap. This is, I have a barrel aged no, that's not what I wanted. There we go. That'll royally confuse my bot now. Hopefully you don't ping everyone in Discord too while we're at it for pushing that button. But I have a barrel-aged cocktail, which is one of my past monthly projects. Like I'm doing the candied oranges tonight. This was a barrel-aged Manhattan. And so there's already vermouth, our fair amount of bourbon in there, and maraschino cherry juice, the liquid from a Luxardo cherry container. Has been aging in there for 3 months now. And then I added a little bit of the simple syrup from the blood oranges I made tonight in there, and a couple splashes of bitters. Oh, there's bitters in the barrel too, but much less so. But mostly giving it a shot with a little bit of the orange simple syrup in there. Definitely smooths it out a little bit. Like, this is real, like, this is like double, triple, like, this is oaky. It's not harshly oaky, but it is oaky. And this is nice rounding. Orange and oak work well together. Well, it's good you don't drink that. Stunt your growth. Apparently, Chad, I made the decision that I was going to drink tonight. Like, might have wine on Sunday too. I did all my shopping, but I might go back out for a bottle of wine for with the beef. To stew the beef. Appreciate it, Vinny. I enjoy it. Just relaxing, making tasty foods, chatting. A little less on the chatting. I'm not very chatty. I sort of push myself to chat when I'm streaming. That sounds refreshing, Froggy. Like, I keep opening the window here because I don't want to yell out at my customers, my neighbors. But it's hot. That oven's kicking some heat up. I am certain it would. I actually enjoy that in the morning. I do this in the morning most mornings. Kick on several fans in the house while I'm working on my coffee and that sort of stuff in the kitchen in the morning. You know, it's sort of good to air out the house every now and then, but also that cold, crisp air first thing in the morning, ooh, that'll wake you up. It's right up there with the hot water in the shower. I sort of understand the mentality behind the people like jump into freezing water and more. I don't want to do it, but I understand where they are. I'm big on coffee. I enjoy coffee. I start my stream with coffee every stream. I drink coffee in the morning. I guess you could say I'm big on coffee. I'm not big on like trying to sell coffee though. You know, like I ain't trying to get everyone to start drinking coffee or anything. I just enjoy it. Like, people ask me what type of coffee they should buy. I'm like, a local one. You know, like, I'm not going to recommend anyone. If you're interested in learning about coffee brewing, basically just have to watch James Hoffman videos on YouTube. He explains coffee to the world. Oh, you're talking a little more specific there. As far as picking out origins or varieties of coffee, it's like tea. Like, there's so many variables. Let's see how our bread's looking. Oh, we're going to give that more time. We're going to give both of those more time. It doesn't shock me that the Dominican Republic coffee was amazing. Like, it's all about being close to the equator. Like, freshness is probably one of the first things when it comes to coffee. What a lot of people here in the United States don't realize is that they'll buy coffee every couple of weeks from their local roaster. And yeah, you should have freshly roasted coffee. There is, you know, how fresh is like, there's you should age it a little bit after roasting it too, and you can get really specific about things. But the thing that most people don't realize is that even though they're buying roasted beans, you know, once every couple of weeks, the people that are roasting them for them, they get sacks of beans like once or twice a year. You know, it's the harvest once a season, and they're getting green beans in to roast. Those beans are aging. And so, you know, the coffee that you buy this week is very hard to be the same next week. Like, the only way that you get extremely consistent coffee is buying it by some national blender, like Starbucks or something like that. Because otherwise, you're buying from a local guy who is trying to, you know, probably has a couple of different varieties of beans they're blending together into their blend. and they sort of switch it up throughout the year in order to try and keep the same profile, but it's not, you know? And that's really what makes, you know, the roaster, like, you're just roasting beans. The art of it is the trying to keep it the same and consistent and ooh. We've killed an earbud. It's been a 3.5 hour stream, chat. That it has. Almost to the minute. Nice, Vinny. Ranking system is based entirely just off of minutes watched. Let's fix my earbuds, because I can't hardly hear anything out of them. They've obviously been turned down. I touched my earbuds and they activate the touch capacitive surface on them to do random things. And I can't turn them off because they're Bluetooth. I've looked, you can't turn them off. I want to disable the buttons on these things. You can't. Yeah, this is going in the wash after this dinner. Bread. Potatoes are looking lovely. Those will be ready when we're ready for them. Bread is bread. I've done better. It looks a bit dried out. You can see the cracking and now see, that's much better, dad joke. That's a lot better than red paint smells like blue paint. So are we at fry time here? We were pretty close last I looked. Yeah, we're good. We're good. So let's start off with our first frying project here. Zoom right. Make sure we got a good coat on this first one. No. I am generalist, not specialist. I do much better with American rustic, classic, comfort foods. But no, I wouldn't say I have, I certainly don't have a dish that I, regularly practice or anything. Hey chat, can you catch this? Thanks. Welcome in, Emon. I'm going to give it a moment longer. Trying to flip it. There we go. Now see, my experience with po' and that's probably modern day, they're not really for poor people anymore thing. But every single one of them I've seen or had is just overflowing with fillings. It's sort of like the bread is there as a suggestion to help clean up the rest of the sandwich. Got myself a nice burn on my finger tonight, chat. I assume that happened just recently with the oil, but it just started feeling it. catfish. Cooking catfish tonight. Here's our first finished one. I did, Zeeks. I'm not proud of my bread tonight. I've done much better on my bread in the past. Don't judge me on my bread tonight. The dough was just not cooperating with me tonight. Yeah, it's not very airy. Yeah, we're gonna hope that I can improve on the bread here for the next dinner. The next po' boys. And there's not 100% a lot that defines a po' boy beyond just being like a sub sandwich. There are a couple of specific ones that are sort of famous or regional ones. But more or less, we're making a sub. Now, most po' boys, I'm going to be doing beef, I'm going to be doing turkey, but most of them that I think of shrimp, fish, seafood type items. We have our remoulade sauce. Another one of those. It's basically spiced mayo. Oh no! We don't want stream dying. can't forget the taters. Those are hot. I skipped the anemic winter tomatoes, chat. You okay with me skipping tomatoes? Yeah, let's just use more remoulade. I was going to use some mayo, but I just find most tomatoes are so flavorless compared to the real deal, especially if you grow your own or you catch that 1.5 dozen amazing ones a year. How about that, chat? You down for that? Homegrown tomatoes, there's no beating. Like, I can usually find damn good tomatoes at the farmers markets here in Sonoma in summer, but oh, they don't season there? You gotta season. Yeah, that's right where I wanted you here, bud. Ugh. So let's see here, folks. Do you believe it's that time, folks? I think it's time for me to enjoy my fish while it's still warm. I want to thank each and every one of you for coming in and hanging out with me. As I said before, Sunday is probably going to be a really long stream. Gonna be hopefully starting up early on Sunday and cooking beef all day long. Probably mostly just with music on and a shot on the stove. But it'll be something to hang out with if you want to chat and hang out, and be doing that on Sunday. And we'll obviously be wrapping up with actually making bread and roast beef. Po' boys. So I hope you can come back to join me for that. But I think I'm going to leave it there for tonight. I don't think I'm going to raid out tonight. Appreciate me. A couple new faces in chat tonight. Appreciate hanging out with all of you. I hope you enjoyed hanging out here. I hope to see you back. As I said once again, back here on Sunday. I'm going to dry these oranges, and we'll maybe have the finished product on the oranges here on Sunday for you to check out. I hope you all have a lovely and amazing weekend, and go vote in the Discord weekly challenge. I haven't put it up yet. I don't know what it's going to be this week, but we need votes for Wednesday when I finally put it up there. Have a great night, everyone. Good night.